What's going on YouTube? It's Pelfrey, and we're going to pick back up where we left off as far as the vacation prep. Real quick, I am loving the Tunze pumps. I got one here. There's 60/40s, and then I have MP10s back here. And I love the flow of the 4 pumps. So I'm very satisfied with that. And I'm running the Tunze off the Apex. So if you have a VDM port, you can run the Tunze in that fashion or program them that way. And I think you can't run them below like 20%. I haven't fully tested that yet, but I've been keeping an eye on my phosphates, and they've been through the roof. And I finally tested my RODI water out of my container, and it went straight to 200. So I think the root cause is the carbon block, the sediment filter, and the DI in my RO unit has been bad for a long time. So I got all 3 of those filters in a new membrane. I'm going to get them in. So essentially, as I'm doing a water change, I'm dosing my tank with phosphates, and as I'm topping off the tank, I'm dosing my tank with phosphates. I am running a generous amount of ROAFOS down here in this bag to help combat the phosphate issue, and I'm not going to do water changes until I can make more water to do a water change, but however I am going to have to use it for top off water. So a couple things going on here. I did get the pH probe set up and calibrated. I have an optical sensor down here and up here. Essentially what I'm going to do, it's a complete mess, I know, but I'm going to run this head right here to some RO water. And just recently I found out about these WYZE cameras, $25, complete Wi-Fi. You cannot move this particular camera right here, but you can log into it remotely. It can record. You can put an SD card in here, a 32 gigabyte SD card. The app is free, $25. It comes with the USB cable. It comes with the adapter for power. You can turn it on and off remotely. In my books, it's a great camera. So I'm actually going to position it outside of the cabinet so I can see the sump and the display tank. But my objective is I'm going to fill this up. It's going to be full, and as this float switch or optical switch opens, I'm going to pump RODI water in here when it gets down to like 2 or 3 gallons, just a gallon a day. So that'll kind of be my fail safe. My pH is running at like 8. It's been, like I said, like a year or so since I've had a pH probe, so that was interesting. I got a really good deal on that. And this is very exciting. This tray here, this is magnetic. And I had a company by the name of OctoAquatics build this for me. And the reason that I had this built is because this is a Triton style sump. So it doesn't come with any way to do mechanical filtration. You can see that this chamber is dirty. I usually run that CJ 1.0 in here, but I've turned it off, and the skimmer section is dirty. But the objective here is I want to run some mechanical filtration every once in a while. And this is awesome because it doesn't have a back plate. So we have, basically what we have is a side here, 7 inches, and then a side that comes here. And then we have this bottom plate that's got some holes in it so that I can put some filter floss in there and water will still drain through it. And underneath it, it's got a magnet, which is hard to see because of the flow. And then a magnet here. Again, this comes from OctoAquatics, so it's awesome. It's everything that I could have dreamed of. I sent them the dimensions. I actually made a template out of cardboard and sent them that, the video of it, and this is the final product, and it's absolutely amazing. So I did, this is 2 teaspoons of Kalkwasser with 4 liters of water. So I just refilled that, and I'm dosing 200 milliliters a day of that. So I'm very excited. The phosphate issue is definitely something that I have to address before I attempt to add any more corals to the tank. That's a given. I did actually get 2 of these cameras, but I'm only going to use 1 on the tank, and it's not even going to be a permanent scenario. I'm going to set it probably like right here where this wall is, and plug it up over here, and put it probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 feet off the ground, and just point it at the tank. So probably about, you know, this perspective here, so that I can see inside of the tank. It'll give me a way to hopefully monitor it while we're gone. The phosphate issue is definitely my fault. I should have been replacing the filters in the RODI unit a lot more frequently. You know, truth is I make 80 gallons and store just RODI water and mix salt water as needed, use top off water as needed. So like I said, I just went ahead and I got the carbon, the sediment, the DI, and the membrane. So it'll be brand new, and I may add a second DI chamber to the RODI unit so that I don't have to run into this issue again, because it definitely has very, very high phosphates. My nitrates are right around 4, and my phosphates with the phosphorus URL checker have been between 50 and 70. So we know that that's not very good. I do have a little bit of LRS Reef Frenzy here and some tank water. I do have the Reef Nutrition pellets in the auto feeder, so everything's doing pretty good. You can see here the sand got moved. Adding the Tunze pumps to the tank definitely increased the flow. I've always wanted to try out Tunze pumps, so I got a really good deal on them. I'd actually intended on keeping one of them in the sump, in the refugium chamber, but since I added this one to the left side, I was going to put this one in the sump. I went ahead and added it to the tank, and I love it. You know, I think it's a great combination. I need to build some profiles in Apex that'll do like a pulsing mode on them, because right now it's just they do have a graph where they're gradually increasing and gradually decreasing. When we get back from vacation, the first thing I'm going to do is replace the RODI filters and get some new water and do some regular water changes. I do have some more Rolla False I'm going to run in the tank. Yeah, I definitely won't make that mistake again. I'm going to buy some extra filters and keep them on hand. The Miyagi Tort, which was doing pretty good, is all but gone at this point. So the soft corals definitely haven't really shown any signs of stress. They've done quite well. Amazingly, you know, previously whenever my phosphates would get pretty high, the glass would get really dirty, but it's really clean. So that's pretty strange to me, but you know, stranger things have happened to me in a reef tank, and it's all self-inflicted. I get it. That's just part of my hobby here. It keeps it interesting for me. But yeah, that's gonna probably wrap it up for this one. Appreciate you following along. If you don't have Instagram already, check out Instagram. Check me out on Instagram at Pelfrey's Reef. Check out the website at pelfrey.net. I'm gonna leave a link, an affiliate link to the Wise cameras down below. If you're looking for a Wi-Fi camera, I highly suggest this camera. And like I said, you can spend like $10 or $15 more and get the model that does pan left and right and up and down. I don't need that. It's just gonna point at my tank. It's not even gonna record my tank. I'm not gonna put it on motion detection or sound detection. And you can actually turn the sound on, so I would be able to hear the tank as well. But I'm gonna use it to just log into it every once in a while, and especially whenever the low optical sensor's triggered. That way I can use the Neptune dose to pump in. You know, it's like 3,500 liters is a gallon, so I may start at that and do 3,500 liters a day, and that would add a gallon to my RODI container. So, hope you're great, folks. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you on the next one.